Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 194 for October the 6th, 2023. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
And on my right by Dave.
Hello.
Thank you for tuning in, just like the old days, right? Tuning in when it were radio.
I remember having to tune in on the TV. My TV had a
Dial it in.
dial.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, those were the days.
Oh, yeah.
Can you
Kids today don't know
remember
they were
what channel,
born.
what number the fucking signal from your computer was? What number it
Ooh,
was?
good question, mate. Wasn't it something like 28?
I feel like it was 27, 28, something like that.
Interesting.
That's for your oldies, that is.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
None of this HDMI la-dee-da.
You know, it's funny because you go back and think about, because like when I had my Spectrum in my bedroom, like I had the TV that I used with it, right? And it was probably like a shit TV, but I remember it did its job really
That's
well.
because Spectrum was shit as well.
Yeah, but it's still, and it did its job really well. You think about today, like we have all the monitors we have and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it
What was
always
it?
worked. Turned on, like it was just, it worked, right?
I think it was about 320p Spectrum, probably, or maybe 240 or something.
Probably, yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Anyway, I'm away. I'm off. So what have we got going on? Footy? Any footy?
We had a week off.
Oh, we had a week off. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we had a week off. None of us are really with it today.
Well,
Neil and I admitted to not being with it. Dave didn't admit to not being with it, but I'll say he isn't on his behalf. Are you feeling all right, Dave?
Yeah. Just long day. Just dropped. Just come back from Leicester. Dropped the little one off. Leicester.
Did you get a puck of pie while you were up there?
No, I should have done that.
Is that where they come from?
Yeah, famous for.
Like you get Walker's Crisps as well, can't you?
Yes. Lineker's, sorry, I'm derailing. We're derailing days. Lineker's parents had a market stall there, right?
Did they sell crisps?
No, they sold fruit and veg.
Potatoes. Do they sell potatoes then? Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
So like pre-crisps.
Yeah. So you're dropping your daughter. Yeah.
So I was, dropped the daughter off on her first explorers camp. So she's away until Sunday. So
what's explorers?
Like brownies.
The one up from Scouts, 14 upwards.
Oh, it's getting a bit hardcore.
And they called Venture Scouts before. After Scouts,
I don't know. I'm not sure. I knew them as something else. But no, they're explorers.
We all knew them as something else, but.
But no, she's good. She's been there a couple of times, and she's going to this camp tonight. So she's got a mate or two that goes there as well. So she's camping in a field for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks?
No, 2 nights. 2 weeks. That'd be nice. No.
Holy smokes, that is hardcore.
Well, she is. She's like in the garden, but 2 nights at a summer place. But no, so yeah, two nights. So she all packed up, and I had to buy her a multi-tool and backpack
torch.
and all that stuff.
Is there a torch on a multi-tool?
Already, no. She got a head torch. You get head torches for like 2-3 quid from these outdoor shops now. It's like LED ones, decent ones. I was like, bloody hell, they were really expensive last time I was looking. About 15 years ago.
I was just about to say, when was like they've been cheap and available for a long time.
I got blinded when I was driving down the road the other day by a jogger with a head torch on. It was like, fuck me, that thing is like a searchlight on your head.
Yeah, some of them on the bikes are amazing, yeah.
So that was fun. I bought her a Gruber. Is it a Gruber?
Gruber.
Gerber. I used to buy a company I worked for. Used to rep Gerber. They're fairly high end, those are they? Not cheap.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
It was a mini one, so it was like 15 quid. But it was like quite small. Only had a few bits and bobs. I only need a knife and a.
Yeah,
And,
but the thing is, if you're paying 15 quid for something like that, you're really out of the realms of cheap Chinese shit. That's all you need to be, right? You
Yeah.
do
not from
not need to be
Temu.
camping. You do not need to be going to fucking Poundland for your
No.
camping equipment that you need to work when you're out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I knew it was a reputable brand. So yeah,
What was
just something
the
that.
brand? The Swiss Army brand. What was that brand called?
I don't know, just Swiss Army knife.
Victorinox.
Victorinox. Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, big fan.
Um,
Got one right here on my desk.
Wow.
yeah, I've got my Leatherman.
So I thought they were all red. What's that? What colour is that?
That one's a silver one. It's all metal.
Mm.
But I'm like, it's pretty sad, really. But like, pretty much, and if you go to any room in my house, you'll be able to find like, you know,
Screwdrivers.
small Swiss Army knives or stuff like this. Probably they have pocket screwdrivers that will do anything, and tape measures. There's so many tape measures around.
What was
the
that thing you were showing up earlier? A rectal thermometer or something?
house. Yes, that was between you and I. That wasn't supposed to be.
It wasn't really, obviously.
So yeah, it was quite good to get into the old camping gear, and I got her what's it called, a 3/4 season sleeping bag, and a few bits and bobs on. Obviously, they're all set up for tents and stuff themselves. But yeah, it was yeah. So got a kitted out.
You didn't have to help set up then.
Nah,
Anything like that.
just
Just like literally like poof, hoof out the car, reach bag, see ya.
yeah, got it dropped off. I was like, "This is the place, isn't it?" It's like, yeah, okay, great. Right, see us today. But no, she's gonna have a great time. I remember I used to do that sort of kind of. I don't think I did Explorers or the one
I
on
don't think
Scouts,
Explorers was a thing when we were
but,
that age.
Look,
No.
but if at any point, if you can get your children going out camping, it's a great thing. There's no
yeah.
ifs or buts about it, right? It's
Yeah. So she had to leave her phone. That was the big
oh,
sticking
don't
point.
God.
start me on phones. I've lost my plot over phones. I never thought I would, and I did this weekend.
Yeah.
Like just every chance, these kids just walking around with their heads buried in their phones. I'm like, please, just for the love of your own sanity, just learn to put it. Just you can let go of it for a second. Neil's just staring blankly. I mean, he's already.
Sorry,
I think
my
he's already had
phone's just
these
here.
wars.
My phone's just here.
I'm sure he's been down this path already.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a minor victory.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if I told you about when she went on a school trip. She got told off because I'm not sure where she got this, but I think she repurposed one of her old phones. Basically, they weren't supposed to take phones with her on the school trip in the summer, and I think I swapped her old phone, but she still had the old phone. And I just assumed it was in a drawer somewhere, and she nabbed the SIM card out of her new phone, put it in her old phone.
She's
So,
a
I'm leaving my
crafty one,
phone.
eh?
Yeah, oh mate.
As if they know how to take a SIM card. My son wouldn't have a clue.
when they want to know how to
Your
get
daughter
around,
is canny, I think.
You're in for some trouble,
where my
mate.
kids, she's canny, smart cookie.
So but no, she left, and I know where her old one is now as well, because that swiftly got taken away from her.
That's classic. You got to
She's just
start.
bought a burner now. She's just bought a
Battle
burner.
of them. You've got to go full battle of the minds now against your daughter.
Yeah, Snapchat. They've gamified Snapchat.
God. Snapchat is my daughter. I look at because I've got iPhone now, so I can look at the family, and she's got a fucking problem. It's like a daily average of like fucking over 1,000 notifications or Snapchat. I think. I'm like, that's just wrong, mate. You need to get it off that shit.
It is wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, but they gamify it. You get what's it called?
It has
A
dailies.
a daily thing, a daily post.
Are they on Be Real as well?
There's me, like, aggressively hunting dailies in Hunt, every week. Like, it's difficult. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? Or hypocritical.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It takes like at least games are games. You know, games are recreational.
At least you're sat on your ass doing nothing in front of a computer TV
I'm
screen.
not totally opposed to the communication with friends. I like that. These are kids of the COVID generation. They had a big chunk of their childhood was impacted by COVID. So the communication side, it's what they really flourished with, and kept them sane, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the constant, like, I'll just look this up, YouTube this, YouTube that, Instagram this or whatever.
No one ever works anything out for themselves. It's all just search for the answer.
Yeah.
No one's got any sort of... We're going to be screwed in we're not going to be screwed. But everyone's going to be screwed in 20, 30 years because no one has the ability to solve a problem. They just have to search for the solution. Yeah. Good old AI is going to solve everything, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, we should all go out and yell at some clouds.
Yeah.
And your children.
Just children on their phones. That would be better.
Okay, let's move on to... I'll tell you what. Should we do the list? Yeah, do the football first. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Well, I'm not going through all of the fixtures because it's 2 weeks worth. So I will give you an update on what the top scorers and the league situation is at the moment. It's nothing to do with me doing shit last week, obviously. My enthusiasm for the game has dried up. So, the player of the week for last week, I didn't get the previous week. Ollie Watkins, last week, who I did have in my team at the beginning of the season, banged in a hat-trick last week, scored 3 bonus points, scored 23 points because he got 2 assists as well. And he made me cry. Bastard. Because certain person in the league played a free hit and brought in Ollie Watkins on their free hit. And Odegaard, who was the second highest scorer. That did make me cry a lot. So he won't
put it to bed, will he, until he's won the thing?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
I don't know, we'll see. Still a long way to go.
Come on, Neil, you fucking take him. Look, you don't... This is it. Get that fire in your belly and fucking take him down.
It's only 1 week. It's only 1 week.
This is going beyond. This is national pride is at stake here.
Really? Okay, I think so.
Fucking Yank winning it. Jesus Christ.
I know, we can't have that. We've had a Canadian, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but at least I've got a British passport.
Have you?
Yeah.
Dual nationality, are you?
Yeah.
Fancy. You ain't getting anywhere with that anyway. You might as well have been that one now.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, it's not me. Apparently, my children have inroads to Irish passports through my wife.
So they can still get EU ones.
Yes,
they might be worth it.
Anyway, derail. Sorry, footy.
So last week, the average score overall was 49 points. I didn't get 49 points last week.
What did you get?
44.
Oof.
I'll talk about it a bit more in a moment, maybe. So the top scorer in the league for us last week on this free hit was Lewis, 74 points.
He's a monster.
I was not happy. I just looked at it and went, oh, shit. Mike Redmond, his compatriot, 72 points.
I know, he's giving it the large as well. What the...
And then Nathan, mysterious Nathan, 67 points.
I think he's from Essex, though, isn't he? Isn't he through Pilch?
Yeah, I think it was a Pilch.
Friend of Pilch, Essex lad. Maybe if I'm wrong, Nathan, let me know. If you're American, don't tell us.
Please don't be American. I am 4th, I think. Oh, no. Sorry. No. I'm 4th in the league because we've got a new top 3. Lewis, who's been in the top 3 for ages, is top now, 477. And I looked on his team, 22,000th in the whole world.
Oh, mate. Fair play.
Yeah, that's got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Nathan is 26 points behind on 451.
Not too shabby.
And my son Adam has overtaken me by 1 point. He's on 442.
Oh my God! Your house must be a living hell.
That was just awful. Well, to be fair, last week he wasn't. It was the week before he got loads of points. And then last week I was just absolutely shocking. So, yeah, I had.
And what did you do?
Purvis is stupid. Who scored? No, I didn't play anything last week. I didn't play anything last week. I had Estupinan in my squad. He was having an absolute shocker. I was watching that game, and it was like he's having an absolute mare. And then He got a ball deflected off him into the goal, and I was like, "Fuck me, that's an own goal as well." He finished the game on
I'm just
-2.
about getting every own goal at the moment. Almost everybody has this stupid one
loads of
anyway.
people have him, but not everyone was playing him last week, like I did. And
Right,
then
they're
having
in a bit of disarray, aren't they?
mate. Well, he's out now for a month. So yeah, he's already dropped in value by 0.1. I had Saka on the bench because there was doubts whether he was going to play, and I'm like, who shall I had 4 midfielders to pick out of 5, and I was like, well, sounds like he's injured, so I'll just leave him on the bench. And he played and scored fucking 9 points, and did go off early again, but he'd already got 9 points. And I played James Maddison, who Liverpool, who was Spurs for playing Liverpool. I was thinking there was going to be a load of goals. It was 2-1 Tottenham in the end. But yeah, there was no James Maddison points last week, so that wasn't very good. And then I had Pedro Porro, the other Spurs player in my team. I left on the bench. He scored 7 points, and I had a sum total of about 4 points from my 3 defenders, because I had a -2, a 1, and a 6, I think, or something like that. So absolutely shit.
Oh my god, you left. Oh,
so if I'd have played the right 11,
I mean, you could ignore your third defender, but 16 points on the bench.
I know, totally. I was crying.
Morris, though, hey, at least 10 points from Morris. Told you, I believed me. I believed.
I brought Morris in, and I brought Anthony Gordon in. Anthony Gordon, he was on 4 yellow cards. I was like, oh, it's a bit of a gamble. He might get booked, and he might miss the next game. And yes, he got booked and misses the next game. But he did get an assist or whatever, so he got some points. Newcastle looking good. Kieran Trippier, the last 2 weeks, has scored absolutely bucket loads of points. He got 3 assists 1 week and a clean sheet and an assist, I think, last week. He scored like 25 points in the last 2 weeks or something stupid. But he is a lot of money. He's nearly 7 million now. 6.8, I think he is. What else was I going to say? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I can't think of anything else. So in the head-to-head league, we had wins for Adam, Elusive Man, who beat me, Christian, Chris Jackson, Fraser. You won your game by a point.
I'll take it. Oh, yeah. I beat Chipper, and she's coming tomorrow too.
Nice.
Sweet.
Mike Redmond, Lewis, and Average. Average beat Dave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was no good. That was on week 6, wasn't it?
Don't worry, Dave. I lost to the average too.
Is it week 7?
No, so week 6, I beat Chipper.
Yeah.
So I got 6
Week
points.
7, you lost to the average.
Week.
Oh, I'm off the bottom now.
Yes. Andy Cox, come on, mate. The top 3 in the head-to-head is Lewis, me, and Mike, all level on 15 points. So I might have fucked it. You're
amongst it.
Yeah. So yeah, I had an absolute mare last week, but it's not looking great this week either. Saka's still looking injured. He went off early again the midweek games. I'm like, I don't know what to do this week. Don't know what to do. But then after this week, there is a gap. We've got international fixtures again. So after
you know what
this
you need
week,
to do? Don't worry.
Yeah.
Be happy.
I'll start slapping my chest and making some weird noises as well. Or something.
There you go. You'll feel much better.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, Andy Cox is in the chat. He says, "Oh, leave him alone."
All right.
So football? That's the football, I think. Yeah. Like I say, this weekend we've got fixtures, and then there's a gap of a week.
So I would like to say that I'm quite proud that I'm not in the bottom 5.
Good.
I'm in the bottom 6. But
nice.
Yes, you should be.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's good. That's what we want. Yeah. That's good.
I was just making up the numbers last season. I've done a bit of research and looked at it. Yeah.
Last week, or whatever it was. But yeah, it's gone a bit quiet since then.
Are you feeling you're getting more into it, Dave?
A little bit when I can. It's still blocked from work, so I can't look at it on my work computer. So that's like most of the time I can't. Yeah, I know.
Aren't you the IT guy? Just actually,
yeah.
I mean, I
can
see
put
why
a little exclusion for your console.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as things go for blocking at work, I can give him a pass on that one. It's like,
it's been blocked for time wasting.
Yes, it's not time wasting. It's like, don't you know how important this is?
Yeah. So yeah, I need to remember to check it on my personal devices. Yeah.
Have you got extra phones as
Uh,
well?
No, my own
Devices.
computer and well, yeah, and my mobile and my
Yeah.
laptop. But yeah,
My son spends a lot of time looking at his FPL app. I know that. Don't know where he gets it from.
Okay, well, let's move on now to listener stuff. Paul W says, have you played any of the past Assassin's Creed games, and will you be playing the new Assassin's Creed Mirage at some point in the future? I can answer straight away and say I have played a little bit of Assassin's Creed 2, a little bit of Black Flag. Generally, I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan.
Do you not really get into them at all in the old ones? I thought the
No,
old ones might have been a thing.
no, I
no, I
liked
never.
1, 2, and Brotherhood, but not like after that really.
I
I found
have.
them to be too slow.
Well, good job we didn't play the most recent ones then. I finished Black Flag. That's the only one I finished.
Oh, okay. Did what just finish the story you didn't like? Because they're like
I never
notorious for
100%.
having millions of
Well, yeah, I didn't do
hidden
everything.
feathers. And
I finished the story, but that's the only thing I fucking finished. Oh, there was sea shanties and all sorts of crap, weren't there, in that one?
Never played that one.
But I don't remember. I started 2, or maybe Brotherhood, or some of the old ones, but I never finished those. Because by the time I played them, they were old games and they looked a bit shonky compared to the newer stuff that I was playing. And I played Odyssey for quite a long time, and then realised I was never going to finish it because it was taking far too long, and stopped playing it. And
Odyssey,
yeah,
was
so
that
I haven't
Egypt?
played. That was no, it's Rome, isn't it? Odyssey.
Is it? Okay.
Is it? No, it is. It's Greece. Ancient Greece.
Okay.
Yeah. Cassandra, and I don't know the dude's name. So there were some fun moments, but it was just too big. And Valhalla's apparently even bigger, and I was like, I ain't fucking playing that. So, but Mirage is a bit of a throwback. It's a bit more like an old-fashioned Assassin's Creed game. So, if I was going to play one, it would probably be this one. But there's too many other games, so probably not.
It's another Assassin's Creed game. Hooray.
Yay.
How exciting. Like, if that's your jam, great, But, if somebody says, are you going to play it? And you're like, well, I haven't really played much Assassin's Creed, given the scope of the whole series.
Yeah, like I say, I think if you were fed up with them, this might be one to try if you liked the old ones. It's a bit more of a. It's only 40 hours, this one, instead of like 140 hours. Hey, Lord's in the chat.
Dave, are you an Assassin's Creed player?
I used to be. Again, I think just I haven't got the time to put time or effort into it. Like I remember I played one. I think I played one to do with Egypt. I don't know how I played it.
Origins,
probably through
wasn't it?
EA Access. Yeah, or Origin. Yeah.
That was the first RPG one.
Yeah. And
right.
and so I just lost the will. It's too big. Yeah.
Got infected with
Okay.
all of they started to add every element from every one of their games into each of their games, didn't they? It's like the crossover, like, of all of their things.
All right.
Like all of their games have basically become the same thing, but in different eras.
Okay. Thanks, Paul. Lou Estevez, friend of the show, says only questions I have are all about the footy, of course. Were there any questions to go with that?
I have questions about my sanity around the footy.
Okay. Lord says I have only one question today, but it's a good one. Wash dishes immediately or wait until the sink is full?
Personally, never.
Well, you don't wash up.
Nah, just wait for them to rot and buy some new ones.
Wow. I mean, if one of us was going to buy new stuff, it was going to be Dave, wasn't it? New plates every time.
No, I used to do the dishes. Like I used to be the person do the dishes all the time. But now we've got a dishwasher, so the dishwasher does it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got
well-
a dishwasher mostly.
Yeah, we have a dishwasher, but I still want generally want the kitchen. Like if you're eating in the kitchen and you're done, clean the shit up, right? Clean the shit up, put
Yes.
everything away.
I
That's it.
like to clean. Like if I'm doing the cooking, I clean up as I go. Like if I use a
Yes.
pan, fucking clean that
Oh,
pan.
mate, don't even start me.
And
on
I
that one, right?
reuse, like when I'm doing roast potatoes, I like do my potatoes in the pan, clean that fucking pan out, and I use that pan then after it's washed to do the vegetables instead of using fucking 3 pans to do everything. And I come in like Sundays and I'm like, Jesus Christ, we've like used every fucking pan in the house and I don't know why. It just means there's fucking tons of washing up to do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm huge on cleaning up as I cook. You know, everything just has to be cleaned. You know, if it's there and it needs to be put away or thrown in the garbage or cleaned away, while I'm doing a meal, it all just gets done. My wife is the complete opposite. She will leave everything to the end. I go into the kitchen afterwards. And I'm like horrified. Everything is out and everything is open.
The funny
and
thing
everything
is, when that happens, you realise that the time you've been eating is less than the time at the end that you've actually put away and wash up and stuff. And it's so like, yeah. No.
What's the my wife says? I was going to do that in a minute because when I start putting away things, like I come in, I'm like, fuck, what a mess. I'm like, putting the butter back in the fridge, putting the grapes in the fridge, whatever. I'm like, she's like, I was going to do that in a minute. I was like, you're sat there eating your fucking breakfast or whatever. You weren't going to do it because you could have just done it and then eaten your breakfast.
Yeah. Now I've come in for my breakfast and I've got to do it.
Anyway, domestic rowing. Hey.
Oh, we're not so different. And he said he only has one question, but he's got another question here. Also,
I didn't actually answer the question really because we have a dishwasher. I've got another gripe about the fucking dishwasher. I had a gripe about that earlier. Because we're like, when there's room in the dishwasher,
see what you've done, Lord. Like
I come into the kitchen. I put all my stuff in the dishwasher. I have a glass of water. Unless I'm having another glass of water out of the same glass, that goes in the fucking dishwasher.
Right.
And then I come in about half an hour later, and there's like 3 glasses on the side above the dish, literally right above the fucking dishwasher. Plates piled up,
puts the
and I'm
stuff
like,
in the dishwasher.
the fucking dishwasher's right here. Put it in the fucking dishwasher. God, that's really annoying.
No, because you're supposed to do it, right?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
But then they say, "Oh, I didn't know if it's dirty or not." It's like,
well, you could have fucking opened it. It's right there.
Lord, this is your fault.
Lord.
Yeah.
He says also bad breath or body odor, which is worse? I don't know.
Body odor you can smell across the room.
But no, body odor's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell as bad as like when you're talking to someone and they've got bad breath, and it's like it's way more rancid than body odor. It's just like,
well, it could be rancid body odor.
What is that?
And mild bad breath.
Well, maybe, but it's like you can kind of ignore body odor.
I don't know.
You can move away.
I've experienced body odor on somebody that could not be ignored. It was pretty brutal.
Wow. Well, I don't think I've ever really had that when it's like, well, maybe when it's like you definitely you clearly haven't washed for a while.
That was a he's drinking so heavily things are starting not to work like they should smell, not good.
Yeah, but I don't like talking to someone and you get a big waft of like
none of it's nice.
Something rank.
It's true.
I don't even know how to describe that smell. It's just really not very nice.
A bit of both. Not going to answer you. You're only supposed to have one question. And you made us lose our shit on dishwashers. Right, let's move on to what we've been doing.
For being, I don't know, intolerant.
Yeah, you need a good rant once in a while, right? It's just can't rant to your friends and countless other people.
Strangers on the
randomly on the internet. Okay, what we've been up to? Let's just go in order. Neil, what you got?
I can't remember. What did I put? Oh yeah, my Sky. The Sky saga has ended. My Sky TV contract ran out at the end of September. So the final day of the Ryder Cup, I had no Sky TV, so I couldn't watch the Ryder Cup finale.
You know what? I knew they did really well on Friday. We had that. I went out for dinner with golf fan, so we heard everything about it for that Friday. But I never found out. I never saw the result for the end of it. So who won?
Well, Europe won.
Oh, did it? But I mean, you say, well, Europe won, of course. Really?
Well,
really?
They had another good. They had two, like Friday morning and Saturday morning. They won 4-0, I think, on both mornings.
Yeah, so okay. Like, I hadn't heard any. I didn't hear
it might
anything
not have been
from
4-0
Friday,
on Saturday,
so they could have collapsed massively.
Yeah, like it was on the Sunday, as per usual. When it comes to the singles, USA were doing the business most largely. Yeah. There was a massive ding dong on Saturday evening.
Oh yeah.
I don't really know what it's about. One of the Americans was apparently not happy about not being paid to play in the Ryder Cup or something. Then he wouldn't wear his hat or something. I don't even know.
Then he burned the place down.
Yeah, apparently. Maybe he was the one who went back and set the grandstand on fire or something. That's happened since the Ryder Cup. But yeah, Rory McIlroy got into a bit of a Barney with one of the caddies. The caddy was on the green waving his hat around, and I don't really know why. It was just like, and he got in like Rory was a bit like, dude, I'm playing a goal. I've still got to play a shot here, and you're fucking walking around the green. Just like, can you just back off a bit? Let me play my shot, or something like that. And then they had a big Barney in the car park. But we literally Europe needed something like, I don't know, what was it? Fucking 3 points or something from Sunday to win, or something stupid.
Oh, okay.
Like they absolutely battered it Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure it'll be different in 2 years' time. It's back in the States in 2 years' time. And I dare say there'll be a bit of crowd noise going on in there. But yeah. So anyway, the Sky TV ran out. And I was waiting for me boxes to turn up to send all my stuff back. And they turned up last night. And I was like, I've been waiting and waiting, hoping there's going to be a little thing in there that says, if you phone us now, you can have Sky back for half price. It didn't happen. I was like,
no,
bummer.
Didn't.
There was a letter. There was a little letter in there that said, if you've changed your mind, give this number a call. Like if you want to change back, if you want to come back. So I made up all the boxes, and I was like, this is pretty cool, because it comes in a big flat pack, and then you open it all up, and you can turn it all into boxes, like it's like a load of flat pack cardboard.
Yeah, you should do that. Cool. Yeah, they're going to make you work.
Fancy net.
He can fucking make his own boxes.
They call that a net, I think. We used to make them when we was doing GCSE maths or whatever. But so I was like talking to my wife, because obviously I know I can get the same deal stuff from BT for £60 a month. I told Sky that, and they were like, nah, I'm not doing anything less than £97 a month. I was like, I'm not paying £97 a month. So we're having a chat. I was like, well, I might as well give Sky a ring and see what they say. So I phoned Sky this morning, and I've got Sky TV for 18 months because I spoke to a lovely lady in the, what do they call it? The concierge line, I called. Apparently, the lady that answered, this is the Sky concierge. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? So I said, I've had this letter, blah, 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 blah. And this lovely lady, I spoke to her for ages, she's having a little chin wag, have a bit of banter like they do. Weren't rude or anything like that, be nice. And I said, look, she was like, do you want to come back then? I was like, well, it depends, like how much it's going to cost, basically. Is that what she was like? Is that why you cancelled? I was like, yeah. I was like, she said, have you got a budget in mind then? I was like, well, I can get it all from BT for £60 a month, but I won't be able to get all of the features that I get with Sky for the same price. So she was like, okay, well, let's see what we can do. And in the end, she comes back and says, okay, you can have your Sky, whatever, blah, 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 multi-screen, Ultra HD, sports, cinema, everything, £57. I was like, you what? She said 57. I was like, what, 57? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm going to say yes then, aren't I? It's like, that was like 50, that was like 40 odd quid less than I was going to pay.
And then while you were saying yes, she said, for 3 months, and then it'll be 100 quid.
No, I was like, and it's like, that's for the whole 18 months and everything. She was like, and I was like, and that is with Ultra HD. Yep. I was like, what the fuck? Why couldn't you have fucking done that a month ago? Before I had to fucking cancel and everything, I didn't get shirty or anything. It's like, well,
the game is the game, Neil. The game is the
game. It's
game.
fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So I've had all my breakdown come through, and basically I'm paying like £6 for sports at the moment. My this is like the base TV package I'm getting for £29. Then my Ultra HD is like £2 or something, and it was the sports, which is normally whatever. I'm paying £6 a month for sports. I was like, yeah, that's quite a large discount on sports.
Yeah,
but
that's
like
all right.
£12 for cinema still. They didn't get me any discount on cinema. I was a bit like, whatever. But I was like, that's just ridiculous. I was like, well, yeah, of course I'll do that for £57 a month. It's unbelievable.
All right.
But so you have to go through the fucking aggro. It's worth going through the aggro. I
So
assume
did
in
you send
18
your
months'
stuff?
time.
So you didn't
No,
send your stuff
I
back. You just
I
plugged.
didn't
So
actually
you
get
just
it. So
did
literally
you,
on
did
the
you,
phone, she was like, "Okay, I've put that for you. Can you do you want to go and check your box?" And I would just trot upstairs, turn my box onto 401 Sky Sports Ultra HD. Bang, cricket's on. I was like, "All right, it's working straight away." So it's like, yeah, fucking, you have to go through that aggro.
You have
It's
to
annoying.
do the dance.
I had no Sky for a week basically. And we were just my wife was watching total crap on the telly. She was a bit like, she doesn't normally complain about what things look like on the telly, but she was like watching NCIS or something. I was like, and she was like, "This looks terrible." I was like, "Yeah, it does look fucking terrible, and it's terrible." So yeah, but yeah, there you go. That's what you have to do.
Nice.
So in 18 months, on the 4th of April, I assume I'll be doing the fucking same thing all over again.
So how much money have you saved, like in pounds?
Well, I'm paying
completely?
£57 a month extra compared to what I was going to be paying, obviously. They'd offered me 99 initially for the same stuff. So £42 a month less. So over 18 months, that's quite a lot of money less. Still a lot of money. But
well done.
Yeah. You got to do it. You have to. It's annoying. It's a bit of aggro, a bit of hassle. But
The way
normal
they play
price
the
was
game.
£119 a month for everything, full price.
Jesus. All right, we got anything else?
Nah.
No, that's the best you got.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to spread the word.
You got to do it.
Spread the word. You can get your Sky cheaper.
Okay. I got my new GPU. I don't think we had the show since I put my new GPU downstairs in my PC. I had the 4060, just a straight 4060, 8 gig. I didn't think there would be a huge difference, but there is, and everything looks fucking great. I'm seeing things that I didn't know existed in games I'm playing. And by games, I mean Hunt, of course.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's not just psychosomatic? You're like
psychosomatic?
No. I'll just be wandering around and I'll suddenly see like layers of fog right above me, which you just don't. I couldn't get that on my.
The 1060, they reckon, was what you had, wasn't it? 1060. They 1060, still reckon that was one of the best graphics cards of all time.
Oh yeah. It was good. Dave recommended that to me.
Yeah, the 970 was one. Like the 970 beforehand was an absolute banger.
Right.
But like, we're old people now. That 1060.
That was a long time ago.
2017 about that.
20 no, yeah, but
2018, I think.
But it was still not an old card, but it wasn't a new card then. So it must have been released about 2014.
No, it wasn't that.
I think it was that old.
They come out every 2 years, roughly, don't they?
Yeah. But anyway, the 4060 is doing its job perfectly great. So as far as I can work out, I've built a tremendous budget to performance, build.
Yeah, you ain't going to be banging 4K or anything like that, are you?
So. No, I've still got 1080p. I've got a bigger monitor than I had before, but everything looks really nice. I'm pleased. So
it's 2016. There you go. Google.
2016 was it?
Yeah.
Right,
so it's still what is it now? So
I ended up with the 6 gig. I didn't go for the straight 1060. I had the 1060 6 gig, so I think that came out.
Oh right, the 1060. I was like, fucking hell.
The 1060, yeah. Well, this is only 8.
But it's like someone said. Was it Mark? I think said you only need the extra RAM if you're pushing more pixels, really.
More frames, innit? Frames.
Well, yeah,
frame junkie.
Yeah, more pixels, effectively, one way or another. It's either frames or resolution.
Yep, or more pixels. Yeah. So that's good. I had my pinball tournament. I don't think I'd had that either. So I went to the pinball tournament, which was an all-dayer. I went in feeling confident, and I absolutely shit the bed and came pretty much close to the bottom. Although saying that, so I say I shit the
Classic
bed. I mean,
Seals play.
I had some good rounds. I had a couple of rounds I won, but I posted too many rounds where I came fourth. And the rounds where you come fourth kills you. That's what kills you.
You get like a points per round then, like a 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you basically every round they put 4 people on a machine, and first person, in your round in your game against the 3 other people, first place gets like 4 points. I can't remember, maybe 5, 3, 1, 0 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, zeros.
You don't want any zeros, do you?
Yeah.
I don't want any zeros. And if you post a lot of fourth places, 3 or 4 fourth places, it just murdered me. And I didn't feel too bad, right? I had a good day. Met some cool, nice people, and but at the end, so the way it works is every round it regenerates who's playing against who based on positions, and so I ended up
playing the same people against, aren't they?
Just around, you were sort of felt like you were round robining around the same people, and no one could climb out of the bottom. So like where I was, even though I was bottom, like I was,
you were bottom of the bottom.
3 more points would have put me another sort of 5 or 6 places up. It was just tight, full of decent players who were all just pissed off at the end, just like, get this fucking shit over with, please. And I was talking to one guy as well. There's another guy who I got to know, Mike. He has a YouTube channel, Pinball Shenanigans, which is really good. And he came first, so he finished top. And then they take the top 50% of players. So he finishes top in the normal round with the most points, and then they take the top 50% of players, depending on how many enter, and then they go into a playoff. And he shit the bed on the first round of the playoffs, right? So he came top and then shit the bed, right?
Yeah, nasty.
And he was like, "Oh, I can't believe I shit the bed." And I was like, "Dude, I shit the bed the whole tournament. Come on, it's okay." So yeah, but it's still good, and I got another tournament in a couple of weeks, so that'll be.
Was it on machines that you played before, or you just played them?
I have played
on
some
your
of them
app,
before. Yeah,
right.
I have played some of them before. Like there's a lot local knowledge comes into. There's a whole bunch of things come into it. Local knowledge. Like we played around against one guy, right? And he just banged every shot. He goes, "Oh, I'm going for this now, going for that now." He was just talking us through it. He's like one of the top players in Canada. And we were all languishing on about like 2 million points, and he's up, just pushing 200-300 million at this point. He goes, "Oh, just do this bit where I just kill, finish this end." It was a Doctor Who pinball machine. It's just like, I'll just kill all these robots or whatever, or Daleks. He goes, and then I'll call it quits. I was like, "Yeah, thanks." Okay, great. But he knew it. But at the same time, he was like telling us, he was like, "What you really want to do is go for that." So he knows the fastest route to get big points, right?
And get the multi-balls.
So local knowledge, history, luck.
Was there any boards that like specifically didn't work in a certain way, or like that you always had a bad bump off one of the bumpers or anything, or?
There's some. I mean, all the games are in good working condition. These guys their business is repairing pinballs anyway.
Okay.
No, the machines generally tend to be in good condition. They're full on mechanical things, so things can go wrong. But
did you see anything like specifically bad play where like just somebody like all 3 balls went down the?
Oh mate, there's like one game, like there's one or two, like there's one game. Just you have games and they just slap the shit out of you. It's like, and I talk about it like, you play around, you go in full of confidence, you plunge the ball out into the field and just sink straight away, and then you're like, okay, that's not good, and it is a bit of a.
You get a free
punch,
one straight away, don't you?
Sometimes, not on everything. Sometimes you don't get them, and
like,
and you feel like a gut punch, and you're like, crap. And then you're like, well, I better pull it back on the second one. And then that sinks straight away. And you're just like, holy fuck. And so you have games like that where you just, well, no, I mean, you just write it off. You like the only way, the thing about this is, it is a battle to handle your emotions too, right? Because one minute you're like, I had one round, right, where I was playing this guy and he posted a good score, but I knew what I was doing, and I posted a bigger score, right? And I was just like, yes, and I was so chuffed with that. I came first on that round. I was pleased. I did what I knew what I needed to do to get the bigger points and to get big points, and I did it. And I was, awesome, super chuffed. Next round, 2 rounds later, I play him, and I think, oh, I'm up against him again. I fucking absolutely shit the bed, just total 4th, right? Just
No.
And you're like, what do? You get pissed off? Like, there's some guys walking around fucking really pissed off, right? Some guys,
It's like he just walked in and seen a pile of plates on top of the dishwasher.
Right. So, it's interesting, right? It's competition. It's competition,
They don't
I
call
fucked
it
up. I
tilting
fucked
for
up.
nothing, do they?
I fucked up at one point and walked up to a guy playing because I
Punched him.
chatted to him earlier about machines. I walked up to him. No, I walked up to this guy and like everyone was just like, leave him alone. He's in the middle of a fucking match. And I didn't realize. I thought he was just having a practice session, and he won. Luckily he won. I didn't fuck it up, right? But yeah, it's full on a little bit. So that was cool.
Know he was going to win, honest.
That was cool. So, yeah, it's interesting. So, and then the other thing I did, I managed to get my coolant tank replaced on my car, which I said I wanted to do. So I did that. It wasn't the first one. Did I tell you the first one arrived and it was damaged? I was like, crap. But I did check it before I pulled the old one off. I was like, I'll just check to see if the one they've sent me is okay, and it wasn't. It was cracked, right?
Oh,
broken.
wow.
Well, that would have been
So
annoying, wouldn't it?
there's a lesson learned there, people. Always check shit before you take everything else
How
out.
did you just give it a
Always
look?
check your shit.
A look, or did you fill it up and see if there's any?
No, it has an inlet nipple, and that was
Right.
broken off. Right, so waiting for it. Wait
I
for
didn't
it.
say
Come on,
anything.
Neil.
I
He's
didn't say
holding
anything.
it. He's gonna.
I didn't say anything.
So you could have potentially like
put the whole
disassembled
thing
your
in.
car.
Yeah, put the whole thing in. Then you go to connect the hose, and there's nowhere to connect it. You find out it's broken, right?
Yeah.
And it's
You're like, fuck, did I do that? Or yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's
again,
what I would do. I'd assume that I would have done that, trying to install it, and then.
You know what? But dude, again, it's brutal, right? Because this is from Amazon, and they make it, and then I just went, it's broken. Sent it back. They sent me another one.
Wow.
I don't want to use Amazon.
Yeah, they'll make it too easy, don't they?
That is,
I forgot.
they're making it too easy.
Another thing, I went.
Hang on. Just hold that thought. The other thing I did buy, which is just the best thing I have bought for as long as I can remember. I saw some guy using it on a YouTube channel. It's a metal tray, has a huge magnet underneath. So you thunk, it sticks to the car and then holds all your bolts in. When you put your bolts. Yeah, it's
so
really
good if you've got a metal car.
Yeah, I guess.
Not a
It's made of aluminium.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I suppose so.
Don't work then, does it?
No, I guess not. You'll find some metal somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, on your engine, probably.
What else have you been doing?
I forgot.
You don't want your engine. I don't think you can make an engine out of aluminum.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. Sounds like it would wear down quite quickly.
It would melt.
Maybe. Yeah, my son's football boots. This is another consumer. I'm like Martin Lewis here. If you're in the UK, you know who he is. But my son's football boots. We paid 250 quid for some fucking football boots for him. Don't say I'm crazy. In January. In September, they got a split in them.
Oh, yeah? So
I just bought some new boots, and I was like, fucking, that's ridiculous. I can't believe we've spent all that money, and they just had a hole. But then I phoned up Nike, and I said, obviously, they've been used quite a lot. He plays like 3 or 4 times a week. But it says on the website, they've got like, we stand by our products. So basically, within 2 years of purchase, if you've got a problem with them, phone us up. I was like, fine, I fucking did. So I've sent them back the other day, and I'm getting a refund.
Yeah, so you should.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah.
So
you should be getting at least a couple of seasons out of a good pair of boots, I would have thought.
Well, yeah, unless they don't. Like, we usually have to buy new ones because they don't fit, obviously, after a while. But
no, that's good that they stand by their products. And
yeah, but I've told him he's not buying boots like that. I'm not paying for boots like that. I bought him some leather boots this time. Because all of the modern ones are made out of this weird synthetic plastic shit. Right. They don't flex at all, and they're just all massively overpriced shit. So like, I read the other week, John Terry used to wear 3 pairs of boots on a match day. He used to wear a pair of boots for the warm-up, a pair of boots in the first half, and a pair of boots in the second half.
Yeah, well, he should be wearing a
Well,
pair of boots.
well,
every
because
time.
because what?
Like 3 different pairs of boots,
Sponsorship
not the
or
same
like...
pair of boots. No, just because that's what he wanted to do. And obviously they get paid. I don't think he paid for his own boots, obviously. But like all of these pros, they literally wear them probably 1 week and that's it, they're gone. The amount of times you see
Yeah, of course.
someone with literally their boots split to pieces when they're playing. And I'm like, they're all just
Yeah.
total shit, the plastic ones.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got all these bubbles on. It's got these bubbles on, which means you can fucking do extra. I was like, that's bollocks. It's all fucking bollocks. Get some
The
leather
only thing I
boots.
know about football boots is when I think it was Nike done the different orange and green boots, so you knew they were Nike because they were
Right.
different, and they were both different. And like it was the first time that, as far as I was aware, the boots really stood out for advertising to say that
Oh,
that's
I don't
what they
know. I
were.
think I'll tell you another one. I don't know how far back that one is, but the one that stands out for me was the Predators.
Adidas
What was
Predator.
it?
What was
Was
this
it
the guy's
Adidas
name?
Predators?
That
And they had sort
Australian.
of like almost like scales, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah. And you could get
For
extra bend
bending
and
of
curve
the...
and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What a load of horse shit. David Beckham used to wear
Actually,
Predators, didn't he?
I don't know.
But yeah, all of that. Fucking marketing bollocks.
I've just seen what Dave's put down, what he's been doing.
Ooh.
Come on then.
So, I'll go. My first thing that I'll put on the list is I bought a new motorbike.
What?
Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
okay, right.
Here we go.
This is like he goes through motorbikes like my son
Oh,
goes through fucking
don't,
football
Neil. I
boots.
would give him a chance.
It's like John
Let's hear him.
Terry.
Let the defendant speak.
So, it's actually the same make and model of motorbike that I've already got. So it's a BMW S1000 XR, but it's the premium version with all the bells and whistles and a couple of thousand miles.
It's literally got bells and whistles on.
Might as well. Fucking paid enough. It's the same motorbike, but it's got everything with it. So keyless, fog lights, heated seat, heated handrails, and it's in all black. So mine's in the red at the moment. But yeah, so it's the X demo of the local thing,
Did you
so
get
I
it
got a
cheap
really
then?
good price on it.
So what are you doing with your old one then?
So I've chopped it in. So they're taking that, and it turns out the price difference is like a couple of grand, which is fine, because to get it's done like 1,000 miles. This one that is the X test ride one, so it's not done a huge amount of test rides. It's fully serviced, 3 years warranty on it, and because mine's going to be running out of warranty and needing an MOT and everything
Yeah,
soon.
that's good. Then.
So yeah, so I was like, well,
So you managed to get nearly 3 years out of a motorbike?
Yeah.
Or did you only buy it second-hand in the first place?
Mine was...
It doesn't feel like it's been that long, to be honest, since you've got a
Feels
bike.
like he gets one every year.
No, it's not that often. No, I got mine in 2020, actually. Mine's a 2020, and I got mine late. So I bought mine after somebody had ridden it for like 500 miles. But before then, I did go through a spate of lots of new motorbikes.
So do bikes like depreciate like cars? You know, like the instant someone buys a car, it's worth like fucking 20% less than it was a minute ago.
It's more on miles. So
Right.
so like you can buy a brand new motorbike, take it home, not ride it, and probably sell it for more, depending on the, you know, if it actually gets discontinued and how well it is. But even if it's not, like you can, yeah, motorbikes keep their value. apart from when you put miles on them. As soon as you start putting miles on them, they depreciate quite a lot. See, I think I've read mine quite a lot, and it's only got 7,500 miles on it. But if I'd had 6.5, I'd have probably got 500 or 600 quid more for it. So, yeah, I know. I know. If I'd have done less than 4,000, I would have just done a straight swap with the garage. So, yeah, it's weird how it works with motorbikes. It's not like cars. Yeah, cars you literally drive them off the lot and you've lost a third of the price straight away.
So have you got it yet?
No. I'm gonna get it on, I say Tuesday. Technically the garage still owns it because they're not allowed to sell it before 90 days of when they've had it as a test ride. But I'll pay for it and chop mine in, and then they'll sign it over to me next month in November.
You've used these guys before a few times, right?
Yeah. So
Cool.
I'm still on their insurance and everything.
So what are you getting? What's being added then? What are you getting that you didn't have before?
So fog lights, heated seats. It's going to be.
Oh, heated seats you didn't have before.
No.
Fair shout. Yeah.
It's going to be.
All right.
It's going to be lowered.
Seems more important on a motorbike than it is on a car, to be fair. Heated seats.
It's going to have the carbon fiber bits on it. It's going to have a better chain. It's going to have, what else is it? So yeah, it's lowered. What else? It's going to have, that I didn't have on it, the screen itself is well, the whole bike is black. So that's, for red is the standard color, and then all black is the extra package. And then I'm going to have the black screen as well, so it's gonna look awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll send the picture when I get it.
Yep. Sounds
nice.
good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of my new things. That I've done. I've watched some TV that I thought I'd talk about because I think you might have watched it. There's a TV series called Ghosts.
Yep.
It's a comedy that was on BBC. I think they're wrapping it up at the moment. It's like last season. It's on there at the moment, 4. But it's fucking hilarious. It's a really good watch. The premise is a couple inherit a old manor, and they're not high-to-do people, and the ghosts don't like them, so they try and kill the lady. She technically dies for a few minutes, and then she's able to see the ghosts, and then the story is from there. And it's really well done, actually. It's quite sweet. The ghosts go back thousands of, well, one of them goes back a couple of thousands of years.
There's a Neanderthal, isn't there?
There is a Neanderthal, yeah. Or you know,
Neanderthal ghost.
yeah.
I assume.
And then a very high-to-do, and then one of them's a politician.
He's got no
one of them,
trousers.
yeah.
That's the best thing about him.
Yeah.
He died while he was cheating on his wife or something.
I haven't found out the story about him, but like some of the episodes you find out about how other people die. One of them's a scout leader who gets shot through the neck by one of the young cubs or scouts or whatever. But it's really sweet, actually.
Sounds it.
You know, some of the stories are about the couple, and they're trying to make money off this house, like doing it up and doing it as a venue. And some of the episodes are about the ghosts and their story about how they are and why they're ghosts, and yeah, how they died and stuff. So it's a really nice series. You know, not very long, but yeah, ever so sweet. It's really worth watching if you haven't done so already. The other thing I've been watching, I've not finished. I'm on the first season, not finished it. It's called The Terror. Again, I think that's another BBC
I watched this.
series drama. I mean, like I'm on episode 4 or 5.
I think that's about as far as I got.
Right. Okay.
I didn't stick with it.
No.
I didn't stick with ghosts either. So there you go.
Over. So we're enjoying it. We're doing 1 terror and then 2 or 3 ghosts, and then we're calling it a night. Watching TV at the moment, but yeah, it's well, it's a dramatic horror. Yeah, it's quite gruesome. Yeah, it's based in like the 1849 when I think it's based on a true story when 2 ships went
I
to try
think
and
it
find
is. Yeah.
the Northwest Passage. I say based, loosely based. There is some how do you call it?
Supernatural.
Supernatural. Yeah, things happen. But yeah, it's an interesting
Are you
thing.
doubting the authenticity of anything supernatural there? Saying it might not be real?
But no, it's yeah. Again, it's an interesting one. We can't do like 2 or 3 of them at the same time.
Jared Harris is in that, right?
Jared Harris. Jared Harris is a yeah.
Who's Jared Harris?
Speaking of Jared Harris, he was the guy in Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
Richard
one?
Harris's son.
And Foundation.
And Foundation.
Oh,
which we
okay. I
finished.
think yeah. Oh, what, you finished Foundation?
In Foundation, yeah, he's Harry Seldon, right?
Yeah. So what, you
we finished
that?
Foundation. Yeah, we finished the first season. Yeah.
I watched
Yeah,
the first season.
it was good.
I haven't watched the second season.
It was good. My wife was like, "Are we going to start season 2?" I was like, "I think I just want a little bit of a break, but I will get into it. I just want to breathe."
I keep hearing how season 2 is better than season 1. So
season 2 is awesome.
Well, season 2 can be as great as it is. I still might have had enough of Foundation if I go into it too quickly.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. There were some points where it just had me cracking up, like the bit where he does the trial. You remember that, where he's walking the loop, and he's like, "Oh, I mean, I was looking that through the eyes of I just wasn't into it at all, and I was just creasing up his acting in that. It was so hammy. It was brilliant." Right. They do like to get his shirt off whenever possible. But,
yes.
That's fair enough.
Name?
Well, if I was, yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough if I had a
Brother
body
Day.
like that. Yeah.
Not Brother Day. Emperor Day? I don't know. I can't remember.
He's definitely
Day. Yeah.
I think if I was built like that, I'd be like, yeah, I don't mind. I'll get my shirt off.
Probably part of your contract at that point, isn't it? Yeah.
The other last thing I want to talk about is the Detectorists.
I've seen this as well.
Okay.
You've been watching a lot of TV.
Well, I've been off for 2 weeks. Yeah. So we're in this. I think this is on Netflix. We're on season 2 of I think there's 3 seasons in total. I don't even know the actor's name, but there's a really famous actor who used to work with. What's his name? Ricky Gervais in The Office.
Yeah, it's the guy who was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
With the funny eyes.
Yeah. Can't remember his name, but he's in this. It's a
Toby. Toby somebody or other is the other guy, right?
The short guy.
He's actually becoming quite famous. He was in a movie we watched this week.
Okay.
A movie?
I can't remember which one. I've seen him recently. So.
Yeah, he's been in a lot as well. So both of the main actors
Mackenzie Crook is the guy you're referring to.
And Toby Jones.
Toby Jones. Is he in Chernobyl? He was in Chernobyl, wasn't
he? Possibly.
Couldn't say. But the Detectorists, it's a sweet sort of story about people doing their hobbies that are being metal detectorists, and there is subplots of relationships and fines and stuff, but it's more about the people themselves and about how they're flawed. and
how they ended up becoming detectorists.
well, just the quirks of their personalities. Yeah, and again, another very sweet, very easy to watch series that, like 25-30 minutes just goes by. Nothing really happens at the end of it. Yeah, everything seems to get resolved, if not in that episode, the next episode. So, but yeah, it's a very easy to watch thing. So yeah, lots of TV with the misses at the moment.
All right.
Yeah, I have sort of lined up a few things, but I don't know if I'll ever get around to watching them.
I need to finish watching The Last of Us.
Have you not finished that yet?
No, now I've got Sky back. I can watch it again.
Okay. Yeah, no, I want to watch Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah, I need to watch a bit the rest of that.
Yeah.
Not sure I've actually got Disney though at the minute.
I want to watch that Lovecraft County that you said about, Neil.
Lovecraft Country. Was it
Country,
Lovecraft Country?
County.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. That's pretty weird.
And then one of my mates I was talking to the other day is saying our flag means death.
Ooh, I'm not down on that one.
That's another piratey themed thing, but I think it's a couple of years ago. But that's got.
I used to really enjoy it. Quite a lot I've watched of Black Sails. That was really good for a while, and then I just stopped watching it. I don't know at what point I just stopped. That was a pirate good one.
This our flag means death is Takita Watakataki.
Taika Waititi.
Yep, that's the one. And Rhys Darby, which is a very he's quite famous New Zealander. I think he was in Jumanji. He's in lots of sort of comedy sort of bits. He was in the other thing that I've been watching, which is Wellington Paranormal.
Oh, I started that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is he?
Yeah.
What was the
Oh, you told us about that. Yeah.
What was the show?
That's why I looked.
The Flight of the Conchords. Is that them? That's for New Zealand guys, isn't it?
Is it? I haven't. That's something I've never watched actually.
I've only watched a couple. There was one episode I was absolutely creasing up at, but I think I've watched one or two of those. But
yeah, that is something I might actually look up and try and watch.
I might be wrong, but that's the only thing I know from New Zealand. It's like I think they've then gone on to do loads of other stuff after that. So,
but that's me. That's it. It's quite a lot, really.
What's going on with the pooch? Any news yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I got the dates wrong.
Spunk update.
Yeah, no. I'm getting a scan on Monday. This Monday. So yeah, I thought it was last Monday, but it wasn't. It was this Monday.
Keep us posted.
Will do.
All right, let's move on to what we've been playing. Get through a few games here too.
Ooh.
So we got time for a quick break.
Yeah, okay, let's just have a quick pee break.
Righto. Pee break.
And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Right, let's move on to some gaming then. No particular order. Dave, how would you like to go first?
I'd love to go first.
Right then.
I've been playing some Payday 3.
Because we were talking about this, and tell us, should we be lining up to play this as a group?
I'm actually enjoying it. Yeah, it's a 4-player co-op. Basically the players versus the environment, PvE. I've played the same map about 4 or 5 times now with different randos.
Ugh.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell who's played before and who hasn't. I think all but once or twice I've completed as a group we've completed the actual objective and retrieved the dough and got out of the map. But yeah, it basically the police come in waves. You can do various things to either stop them coming or delay them coming, or once they are here, in the map you can lay traps and get rid of them. But all the while you're searching around for money, clues, different ways to get into the vault. Once you're in the vault, you've got to make sure you hit it hard and fast to stop money being wasted, ruined by dies. And then there's a shed loads of cash, and you can search for additional cash. And if you've done your work beforehand, you know where that cash, which safe deposit box, the most amount of money is in.
I have a question.
Go for it.
When you say you played the same map, see if we were to go in as a group of 4
Mhm.
and play the game, and
Yep.
then we learned what was going on with the map. How do they keep it fresh if we play again? Like what's the what?
You can choose any map you want at any time. There's when I played, there's like 8 different maps. The
Right.
first map is the learning map. The map that it's basically a bank job. And so you go in, you can covertly go in and disable the security cameras and disable
Does
the
all that
power.
stuff change though? Is what I mean. Like, does the map is there changes to the map,
Depending on
changes to the waves?
So depending
Like,
on what you do to start with, and how well you do, it can basically you're always delaying when the police sort of arrive and come in. There is one scenario that I'm aware of that you can just completely get into the bank vault and then extract all the money with nobody finding out. But you need a dedicated like a proper team of people that know what they're doing. I was with one team where 2 people knew what they're doing and they almost did it, but then the other person just alerted the guards, and because he
he
just kind of
fucked it, didn't he?
basically.
Now are you guys on voice chat?
Was he Val
Uh,
Kilmer in Heat?
no, it wasn't on voice chat. It was crossplay. There was I think there was I think I was the only one on PC and the rest were on Xbox. But no, I haven't heard anybody on voice chat. There is a sort of a quick wheel based chat where you
Like a
can
ping based, is it?
you can
Or like Battlefield has
ping,
got a
or
similar thing.
yeah. So like people were communicating through that, or whether they're communicating through a different medium rather than the game itself, I don't know. But yeah, it's it's free.
It's not
If
free. It's free if you've got Game Pass.
free if you got Game Pass. So I actually enjoy it. I've played the same map 4 or 5 different times now with different teams.
Gunplay good when you get to the gunplay part of it. Looks a
Gunplay's
lot
good.
like Back for Blood, and then once
It's
it kicks off.
it's not a Call of Duty style. Like there isn't feedback when you're hitting the targets. And yeah, you don't know when you've killed people. Although I think on one of the guns I've played with, you do get a marker when somebody goes down. I think that's the shotgun. But on the other guns, I haven't noticed it. Whether there is or not, I'm not sure. But it feels good. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's not bad. But yeah, it's you've got to be strategic. You've got to work with your team. And yeah, there's been plenty of times where I've run out of ammo, and like completely run out of ammo, and only because I've been shouting I need ammo, somebody's realised, oh yeah, okay, I'll chuck. Like you get additional packs of ammo or armor, and they've chucked some stuff down for me. And yeah, it's you build different loadouts, you get different guns, and there is loads of different cosmetics and stuff, but I'm not worried about that. But like bigger armor packs that you can hand out and health and stuff. So it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. And yeah, working as a team is definitely a must for this. So yeah, I'd say if you want a challenge as a group, it's definitely worth picking up.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be up for playing a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah. Again, it's
Wait.
quite a big download. It's like 30 odd gig. But like, yeah, it's good. The variety of enemies as well is interesting. If it throws different, or on the map that I played, it throws like ninja
Ninja cops.
ninja cops. Yeah.
Nice.
But then also it chucks like a few cops that have
Do
got
they
a
have the
big
throwing
right.
badges?
No, they come and fly and kick you. But also there's some cops that have got tasers that incapacitate you. If you're caught, like caught, they like arrest you and leave you on the ground, and you can uncuff your friends. But also there's just riot police that come in. If you get 2 or 3 riot police in one area, unless you get them separated, it's almost impossible to kill them unless you chuck a grenade at them. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a variety of enemies, and the map. Well, the map that I've been playing is it seems to be well thought out. So yeah, give it a go.
Yeah.
Check it.
Yes.
All right.
The other game I've been playing at the
Shall we
moment.
go? Shall we go one after the other? We've got
Go on
quite a
then.
few to go through.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
for it. Yeah, because we have got a good amount, haven't we?
Actually, what I can do talk quickly, sort of quickly here, but new graphics card. I was like, well, actually, it wasn't just the fact there was a new graphics card. I was like sitting there the other day, like, what did I want to play? I thought, oh, check out some older games, shit that I like anyway. So I loaded up. You know what I did? Loaded up the original Tomb Raider reboot. Because the thing I remember about that is I had that on my first gaming PC in 2014. I think that came out in 2013 or 2014.
Which one's this?
But
Tomb Raider Remastered? No,
Tomb Raider, the reboot one, when Crystal Dynamics took over or whatever. And when it did a GPU, because when that one came out, it was all about the Tres FX, right? The hair effects and stuff. And of course, and my machine at the time did not run it 100%. It ran it okay, but I knew that like higher end machines were you could probably see some real funky stuff going on with that hair. So anyway, I loaded that up, and of course my machine just shat on it. It was like no worries, didn't even break a sweat doing it at its maximum. And it's amazing how far we've come. I just thought that doesn't look that impressive. Like, okay, it's waving, but it's just funny how far we've come in 10 years. Anyway, I didn't play the game. Oh no, I did start the game again, and I was looking at it, and I'm running it obviously at the best it can run. But what it stands out? It's just like, this is a well-crafted game, even though it doesn't look the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. Like, they've made it really well. That was a really good game. But I just dipped in to have a look.
Are you gonna pick up the remastered ones, 1 to 3?
No chance.
No. Oh, they've got a freeze again. Why is it frozen? Everything
doesn't make them great games now, right? So
everything froze for me there for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Dave froze a little bit there. I don't know whether that's me or whoever. Anyway, continuing that, I then downloaded Wolfenstein New Order, which is about the same age, I think. And I can't say that looked, that looked pretty good. I mean, at this point, I'm not even really talking about how the New Order. Yes, the first big Wolfenstein one out of Bethesda.
Machine Games.
Yeah, that's a good game. That was nice to go back to, and I haven't uninstalled that. I'm going to probably dip into that when I just need a distraction. It's a good shooter. So yeah, that was pretty neat. Just diving into some old games there.
They feel old.
Noticeable differences?
Not Probably a more for the graphic side for Tomb Raider. Play feel, the way they felt playing them. No change. Just probably they both look like way better than I was ever playing them back in the day. But they're quality games, right? So it's more interesting to see how they've have they stood up, right? They seem to be standing
Do they
up.
hold
Okay.
up?
Yeah, they it looks as though they hold up. So yeah, so I tried those, and that was all right. Yeah, so Neil, your turn.
Okay, what have I played? I have to remind myself because there's only one game I've really been playing, to be honest. Oh yeah, we checked out some Counter-Strike 2 briefly.
Yeah, I did the training. That's all I did. I haven't
Is that
played
how
it
far as you got?
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to play a match.
Everyone
But you guys
complained.
played some. Did they?
Pretty much. Everyone who's played. Well, Arnie didn't like it because it's not Valorant.
Right.
And who else was playing? Was it just
Dave.
Yeah, so just us three in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go and Matt didn't have it.
Because it's free and obviously you can't download it. But yeah, I don't know. I've just died a lot. Just people were clicking my head quite a lot, it felt like.
So
the problem is
yeah.
go on, Dave.
So it's basically Valorant without the special abilities.
Yeah, everyone can have the special abilities because it's like smoke grenades. There's no weird like supernatural abilities or anything, but
and the other thing is I think we were cheating.
We were cheating?
Yeah.
How were we cheating?
By talking to each other.
That's not cheating, that's what you're supposed to do.
I know. But
it didn't seem to help.
We could watch the other team's cameras after we died.
Yeah, that was some weird shit going on.
And we could watch our own teams, but see where the other people were.
You didn't help though. There was some weird stuff going on because we were grouped up as a 3, weren't we? But we were getting split up in teams, and it was like, what is going on? Is this because it's casual or that we didn't really know what was going on? It was very odd.
At the end of it, we were getting so good where we were saying,
I don't remember this part.
saying, move, like we were saying, right a bit, shoot. Oh, you killed him. Brilliant. Right, okay. Because, for example, I'd died, and you or Arnie were sitting waiting for.
I definitely don't remember killing
somebody.
anyone.
Oh, you did quite well. You were
I might have
sitting
had
at a corner.
beers.
Yeah.
Was this last Friday that we played this?
This was last Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. Yeah. I wasn't. It's good. But it's CS:GO.
It looks better than it did. But
it looked really good. The problem I have with it is exactly the problem Arnie has with it, right? It's not Valorant. And we've put so much time into Valorant, and we know how to play Valorant. Why would I switch to CS? Why would I switch to Counter-Strike?
Yeah. Because it's not
if I was going to switch to okay, that's a nonsense argument, right? It's a big thing. Like the only way we can be good at these games and enjoy them, I think, is to play them consistently. Like, it's
that's
just
why
too
I
frustrating.
don't play Valorant.
Yeah, well, that's my issue with the game, right? It's like I'm already invested time into that. I'm not going to invest into a game which is essentially the same game. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's similar, for sure. Like it's like you got to know the maps, haven't you? You got to know the map, have map knowledge, and the thing is obviously like the big difference is, like I said, it's like everyone can chuck a smoke grenade in this game. Everyone can chuck a grenade. You just got to have the money to do it. Whereas there's no building walls, healing each other. Well, I don't know if there is healing, to be honest.
Right, and if you want that, then fair enough, right? But I haven't been just playing Valorant going, I'm fed up of character abilities. Like, it's part
yeah,
of
I don't know. The main thing that I won't be playing much more Counter-Strike 2 probably is because people keep clicking me on the head too easily, and I'm not very good at it doing it the other way. So that's why I'm not very good at it. So
yeah, I mean, I still got it loaded. I'll go in if we have another few times.
I'll
play if I'm called to arms. I've got it. It's free. I've got it downloaded. If somebody says let's all go play Counter-Strike, We'll go
Or
play.
tomorrow when you uninstall it.
No, I'll keep that one in for a while. For a while.
Right, well, that's about it for Counter-Strike 2.
What else, Dave?
I've been playing some Blood Bowl 2.
We noticed
Um,
that.
So that was on the back of our friend Matt Griffin.
Griffin?
Griffin. Playing Blood Bowl 2 and 3. I think he's recently purchased Blood Bowl 3, which is the new game in the series.
Matt is a hardcore Blood Bowl player. You know this, right?
I know he likes it. I didn't know
Oh, he's super
No,
hardcore.
he
He's
is
in,
like
he's in
he,
like
he-
semi-pro leagues.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, this is that's
Yeah.
Matt's level on some of these games, right?
So Blood Bowl is originally a tabletop game, which I didn't realize, but I've
Okay.
been looking into it.
That doesn't surprise me.
But it's all based on grids and dice rolls and percentages.
It's like American football, basically, but with
Yes,
fantasy characters.
with humans and orcs and dwarfs and all manner of different.
Yeah,
I think it's-
turn-based American football with fantasy
Yeah.
characters. And
Matt was
very
telling
few
me the other
rules.
day he scored a touchdown. One of his it was something like one of his dwarfs or elves had the ball, and then one of his ogres picked up the dwarf and threw the dwarf, who landed fine, and then just ran it into the for touch or something like that.
Yeah. There is some very specific ways that different characters can play and interact with each other. But I've had this game for years. I've had like 2016 or 17 or something like that. But I realised after speaking to Matt, I never finished the campaign. I played some of the campaign and I played some of the online. And it wasn't too bad, but I'd never actually finished the campaign because I looked at my achievements and I was like, oh, I hadn't finished it. So I did that.
Pile of shame. I like it, Dave. Good.
It took a lot longer than I realised. I thought
You've
it was
actually finished it then.
So
Did
I
you have to put
finished
in
the
some
campaign.
3 or 4 in the mornings?
No, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that bad. There was some late ones, but not too
Of course
late.
they were.
I was on a mission to do it. So yeah, I was about 60% through. My save file said I was. But no, I finished it. I done it. I was like, yay.
Nice.
And then it's like, shall I get into some online leagues and start? Like, it was like, no.
I think if you're going to do that, you're probably better just going into 3, getting 3, right?
Well, again, Matt being the concierge of Blood Bowl. So 3, it's like a lot with these games is that 3 is not developed by the same people. So actually, Blood Bowl 3 is not as polished as Blood Bowl 2 is for online play. So
Right.
a lot of these big leagues that Matt's in is still on 2. There is some that have moved over to 3, but there's still bugs like games crashing and
Yeah, I think the launch of 3 was pretty hideous, if I remember correctly.
it was pretty rough. So some of the leagues that Matt's playing is still played in 2,
Right.
because overall as a online experience, it's still better. So and the fact that most people have probably got have paid a lot of money for a lot of these teams, the types of players. So I think elves or dark elves or werewolves. There's a lot of add-on team
They have it
types that you can buy
financial
now.
investment.
Yeah. So people have got a lot more of a financial investment in 2 than they do 3 so far. So I can understand why. And as a game, it's good. I did try it on my Steam Deck. It's not optimized for Steam Deck.
No.
They could, like, it's. I don't see why they couldn't optimize it for Steam Deck, but the way it is, it's pretty much impossible to play, because there's a lot of instead of joystick and controller movements, yeah, you need to interact with a mouse on it, and the Steam Deck's not great for that.
Of course, the trackpads not work that well then.
The trackpads do work, but they're not great for it.
I just +1 for the pouring the beer sound. That was awesome.
That was my wife coming in for the last bit of beer. Wait, what do you want?
Hello.
So yeah, I think I am tempted by 3, and I wonder if they've optimized it a bit better for the Steam Deck.
It's going to have a long haul though, right? So there's no hurry.
2 was out for a long time, wasn't it? That was a long while between 2 and 3.
Yeah. So, I've got my fill, I think, for Blood Bowl, because I did put in probably like 15 hours over the 2-week period.
Some guy just lost his head on the stream in the tackle.
Yeah, yeah, you can kill.
Well, that was one of the things I've learned hearing from Matt. This game is, this game can kick you in the nuts big time. He was saying, like, particularly if you're online, with competitive matches, the game can just deal you the shittest dice rolls and death to your players at any moment or stuff like that. I think he was saying he played there was one game where, like, some guy rolled out a team who had a star player on there, and before the game had even started or something like that, the crowd killed the star player. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and that's it. And a lot of these leagues is that you pick your team, you play your games, and that's your team. Like you get a starting investment, and you can choose players of different types and different abilities, but everyone's basically the same. And the more games you play, the more experience they get, and the better they get. And you do dice rolls on like improving them and how you improve them. So strength, agility, there's other things as well, but like different abilities as well, and how you can defend or stop attacks, and but like you get pushed out, or you have a bad tackle on you. A tackle, somebody rolls a 12 and you roll a 1, you're dead. Like that character, and Matt's saying that, like, he's had
it's like
characters that
permadeath as well, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
so
you
have your characters for, like, you can have, like you say, like a
Matt's
Walter
had, like,
Payton could be your man for years.
Well, we know one guy, he was running a league or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And he had such a bad game one time, he just rage quit and quit everything, just walked away.
Yeah.
I think he did come back eventually, but I mean, like, there's
just
a lot
needed
of
a couple of
raging in
months
this
off.
game. Yeah, there's a
But
lot of raging.
yeah, he's like these characters, like Matt was saying, is like, yeah, like tens of hours, like 30 or 40 hours deep into getting upgrading these people, specifically like trying to pass the ball to certain players so they can upgrade quicker, and yeah, you're dead.
So it's like XCOM mashed with John Madden.
Well, it's like, PUBG, Hunt, all these sort of permadeath, that sword of Damocles hanging over your games. I think it's just great. Like, still nothing. See, for me in Hunt, nothing stings like when you're just like, oh, I'll just take him out one more time, right? Nice high level hunter. And you just get ganked. Get ganked by someone who sets you on fire, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? You just have to shrug it off, right? You can't let it.
Do you though? You don't have to. You could just have a massive
shrug
fit
it off
about it
that easily.
you
Well,
you just have to fit about it.
You have a fit, but you just have to try and reduce that fit to as little as possible.
Yeah.
So that was
Blood Bowl
me.
2.
Nice.
Okay, well, I've given out free. There's a series of games called We Were Here Expeditions on PC, and they released one of their versions called Friendship. They're giving out for free, which is basically like they've made a small game, I think.
Like a demo almost.
Yeah, like a demo to entice you in. But it's pretty neat.
Well, it's on
I
apparently.
played this.
This is on Steam, Epic, PlayStation, and Xbox, apparently.
Yeah, I could see that. So this is basically like an It Takes Two type of thing, where there's two, there's a course to take, and one of you does one thing, the other person does the other thing, and you're trying to get to the end goal by helping each other out or directing each other. For example, one of the puzzles that I played this with my daughter. We ran through it, so I did played it to the end. I think Lord was talking
Yeah, I was
about
going to
it.
say this is like Lord was the
Yeah,
one who
give a
made
shout
us
out
aware
to
of this
Lord.
game.
Yeah. One of the puzzle type things was there's an obstacle course with like you can fall off the edge of this obstacle course, and there's things to jump and lighthouses to activate, or beacons to activate. And I was standing up above looking over the arena while my daughter was running through it. But what they'd done very cleverly was she could see some stuff, but she couldn't see some other stuff. So you had to constantly communicate to figure out what could she see, what can't she see. And that was neat. You were watching us play that, Neil, actually.
Yeah, I said at one point, this is like Nightmare, where like the kids' TV show from donkeys ago, where there was a guy with a helmet on and couldn't see where they were going because they were in a room, obviously with nothing in it. And it was like take 2 steps forward, take like side step to your right, and all that sort of stuff. It wasn't quite as bad as that in this game.
Yeah, but it seemed to be well constructed. Like they had that bit with the revolving floors. You spotted that I think we just about both spotted at the same time, but there was a visual indicator that told you.
Yeah, where some tiles were going to move.
Which was a cool little touch. That's
It's almost essential for solving of the problem. I would suggest.
It probably was. I don't know whether there was a pattern in the end, which even if you hadn't noticed that.
No,
but anyway,
I don't know.
The point being, it seems to be. It's not without its jank, but it was certainly I had a fun time playing it with my daughter. It was good. It was good. There were like three major sections on this demo. We didn't. You get there's a ranking depending on how you do on all of them. And I think we got
rewards,
maybe
don't you? Like bronze, silver, and gold
on the
tickets.
first. Yeah, I think we got Yeah, I can't remember what the big deal is. I mean, we got to the end, but I don't know what happens if you do all gold tickets.
You probably get some extra achievements.
I guess, yeah, they got to give you
and
something,
some
I suppose.
In-game cosmetics or something or other. I don't know.
Yeah. So I would definitely play it again. It was neat.
Would you buy the other ones?
I was going to say...
It wasn't easy, though.
I was going to say, what I remember, because I watched you a little bit of it as well, and you said, oh, let's go for it again. And you was like, nah, I'm done.
Oh, my daughter was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, once and done. It's like, no, I don't want to do it. You were like, oh, come on, let's do it again. Let's do it
Well,
better.
I was getting frustrated when we weren't getting through some of the sections.
Right.
And then once we'd done it, the completionist of me took over, and I was like, oh, we should go back and try and finish this up. Because they were cool puzzles, actually. They were pretty good puzzles. Right. First one, we scraped. The first one took a while, and it wasn't until we were probably about halfway through it that we started to find our way. So we didn't finish it we only got a bronze ticket, I think. So it would be neat to go back to. But yeah, all right. As Lord said to us, check it out.
Yes, there's I don't know if can you matchmake with randoms, because I noticed that you've got like a walkie-talkies in the game. Yeah. Like you're walking around with a walkie-talkie in your hand, so you don't have to, like you were playing on Discord, so you didn't need the walkie-talkie, but it's got like an in-game communication method, I guess, for randos.
Yeah, it's just in-game voice, yeah.
So, looks cool anyway.
Yeah, not bad. Who's next? Neil.
Me, I guess. I played some more Sea of Stars, not loads. Just to say, I'm still playing Sea of Stars, still plugging away through. Did a couple more bosses. Can't really think where I've got to. I think there's still a fair bit to do. I've done about 20 hours probably now of Sea of Stars. Still really I don't know if I said last time, I had a new character join my party and lost one of my other characters. Basically, I've met some pirates, some fake pirates, and then we've travelled to a land far away, and there's a thing some jobs we've got to do, as you do in RPGs. And yeah, I just still really, when I do play it, I just, it's not like I've not forgotten what I was doing. sometimes I might need a little refresher. I'm like, oh, okay, I loaded that the other day. I was like, what was I doing again? But it's quite easy to just pick up and carry on because the mechanics of the fighting is good, and I'm enjoying the story of what there is of it. I've heard people complain about the actual writing being like bad because it's by French Canadians, and apparently the translation's not always particularly accurate with the grammar and stuff. And I'm like, I've not really noticed anything too off big time, but I'm not like an English graduate or anything like that, but I have not noticed it being awful. So the text, because it's all text based, there's I don't remember there was any spoken parts.
I mean,
of
if they're if it's coming out of Quebec, which is where it's going to be coming out of, it's French Canadian. There's no shortage of people who can
translate,
validate the English in that.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm like, I haven't noticed anything really massively off of it.
I can't believe that's an
But
issue.
I've definitely seen that a couple of times. People complaining about the English in it. I was like, I've not really noticed anything awful. Like it's an RPG, it's a Japanese style RPG, and like there's definitely been worse problems with Japanese RPGs.
Worst problems, brilliant.
Yeah,
English.
like with translations than I've noticed in this before. But yeah, it's a very cool game, and it's on Game Pass. It's on PS Plus Extra, or whatever it is. So you can get hold of it and check it out. But yeah, I'm loving it. And like I say, there's definitely things in the game that can make it easier for you. And I'm still running the amulets that make it easier to do the fights. Because I imagine if I didn't have those on, I would definitely have to. It's fun to do the fights, but there's very little at stake for me the way I'm playing it with the amulets on, because I've got like double health, and whenever I finish a fight, I get my health back to 100%, so I don't have to go and eat food to replenish all my health and stuff like that. So I guess that I would just, if you want the challenge, it's there. But I was like, nah, I'm really not in for that. I'm just going to play. I like the fights, but I don't want them to be mega hard and fail them all the time.
Right.
So it's a cool game. It looks gorgeous as well. If you like that 2D pixel arty, it's really, really nice. Like a lot of detail, and the lighting. There are some puzzles that are to do with like moving the dark time of day, and then when that shifts and it all looks, it's fucking gorgeous. So yeah, that's cool. I'll be playing some more till I finish it. I'm going to finish that one. So at some point, I don't think there's. Well, I don't know, to be honest. There might be a load left, but I don't think it's not a huge JRPG. So we'll see. I'll let you know. Keep you updated.
Please.
Cool.
Okay, Dave.
I've been playing some more Starfield. Actually, I've been mainlining the main quest to try and get that finished. Yeah, how do I say it? The main game changes more than you realize. I haven't finished it yet, but I've got an idea of where it's going. I'm trying really hard not to say anything spoilery for anybody. But because I'd called off that game quite a lot, but I thought, I'll just jump in, and then I got an idea because I was trying to go through the main quest, and it's like, okay, I understand where it's going now, so I definitely do want to complete it. And I probably wouldn't play it again straight away, but it'll be interesting to go through.
But you can go back and just do all the side quests, can't you? Basically, like just not bother
not
with.
once you complete it.
Once you've done it, there's a new game plus, and you just go back to.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's the new game plus, and yeah.
So then you can just go off
that.
and do all of your side quests.
Yeah.
But with all the extra abilities that you've gained.
Yes. Yeah. So I haven't got to that point yet. I don't know if you. I know you were thinking about.
I have not played it for about 2 weeks.
Okay. There you go. But no, I'm tempted. I want to at least finish the main story. That's my objective of that. So I have been mainlining it. I've not been finding about getting like doing mining and getting resources and.
You built an outpost or any of that nonsense?
I build an outpost, but I'm not really
You've not done a
not taking
satisfactory on
advantage
it,
of.
and like I feel like that there's a bit there that you could get into essentially.
Yeah, I did do it a little bit, but again just like now I just want to do the story. I just want to get through it now. So,
Is that because you're
yeah,
enjoying it, or because you just want to get it done?
I am enjoying it, and I am enjoying the story, and I want to see where it goes. But I highly suspect that once I've done the story, I don't care about the side stuff. Like, I just don't care
I
enough
think
about
what
that.
I've heard people say is some of the best stories are in the side quests.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But they haven't dragged me in yet to it.
Mm.
So you know, I'll see.
I'm still stuck on. I'm just watching a guy in space, and I'm like, yeah, that's the bit that is annoying me. It's like my spaceship's shit, and I can't do this one mission.
Like honestly, 99% of what I do now, I fast travel around
Yeah,
that.
that's what. It's like people complaining about the fast travel in it, but I'm like, if there was no fast travel, people would be really fucking complaining because it would be taking forever to go around doing everything.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm barely in space anymore. Like I just do scans of different planets, and then fast travel to the landing site of where I want to go. And then once I've been to where I want to go, I make sure I'm not encumbered, and then fast travel back
I've
to
got
somewhere.
to the point where I think it's just not worth picking anything up other than guns and ammo. But even that, I still get to fucking the point where I'm like, I've got so many guns now, I don't know what to fucking do with them.
Yeah. Well, ammo's weightless, so
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about that. Always pick up your ammo, and you've got to just be very. You've got to be like really critical on the guns that you have. Like I try and keep one in all the different disciplines. So a shotgun, a sniper, a pistol, a
I've got
laser.
some pistol that's got radioactive bullets in it, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, but they're really valuable. So if you do have them and you're
They
not
say they're
using
really
them,
valuable, and then you go to sell them, and it's worth like 10% of what it sells you it's worth, and you're like, ugh.
10, yeah, it's still 10%. So it does add up.
Like when I nicked a spaceship, and it was like, cool, I've nicked a whole spaceship, and I got 12,000 credits for selling it.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
really?
yeah. You
It's
don't
a
get a
fucking
lot.
spaceship.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my fucking spacesuits is worth 12,000 or whatever, supposedly.
Yeah, well, if you try and sell it, you probably won't get that
Yeah.
much. So yeah, it's the I think they try and do that so that you can't just have
Yes,
millions of
no cheats. Yeah.
yeah
All of a sudden, you got 10 million credits because you've nicked every spaceship that you've come across.
yeah yeah. No, I try and get around that. So yeah, like but again, I've put that all that to the side because yeah, I was doing that. I was nicking spaceships and selling them and like yeah, like stealing everything from where I could and selling them all and yeah, like is I've just ignored all that now. Literally, I don't care.
I think
Like
the last thing I did was make my cargo space really big on my spaceship. Made my
right,
spaceship bigger, basically,
yeah,
longer. Added a load of cargo and loads of extra engines. It's like everywhere I could, there was an engine. It's fucking
yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
But there we go.
My ship does look like a bit like a freight, like just a big freight carrier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did like the Mantis uh mission,
Oh,
which
you
got you
did,
a
right?
really
It's got to be
cool
a really cool
combat.
spaceship. Right,
Yeah, and then I just turned it into a big freighter because I was like, yeah, extend it, put loads of things on.
yeah.
It's now a shit spaceship, for fighting in. I know that now, but I'm like, I'm barely in it, and now I literally don't care. So, yeah. So yeah, that's it. I will get to the end of the story, hopefully, the end of this week. But I just want to get it. I kind of just want to put it to bed now.
All right.
Fair enough.
Okay. I've got Cyberpunk on my list. but
I saw that.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not really. I didn't enjoy it when I started playing it. I was just like, I'm not interested in this. My son bought it, and he has played a ton of it. He likes it.
Right.
He showed me some stuff. He was doing a car chase, shooting at some people or whatever. It looked
I
pretty
think the
cool.
cars are one of the weakest parts, though, aren't they? Still,
Could be. I don't know. I didn't even get to a car. I started it, and it looked pretty neat. It was sort of the fun thing that made me laugh about it was I started playing it, and the environment. I was like, this is what I think I'd like Starfield to be like.
I think people are saying that
You
Cyberpunk
know?
now makes Starfield look lame.
Yeah. That being said, straight away I was into like, I did my character creation. I was faced with a massive pair of boobs, which was amazing. Which is the biggest pair of in-your-face boobs I've seen in a video game ever, I think.
Was it like it? What was that? What was the fucking film? Oh my god! Weird Science, where they're
What?
making their favorite thing, and they're on the
Oh,
computer. They
yeah.
make look at each other, bigger tits, and then
Right. Yeah, I didn't play around with that.
Mhm.
I didn't even see if that was a slider. I didn't check next time. Maybe when the kids aren't around. But it looked pretty nice. It looked nice, and then I got to a bar and I had to chat to people, and I spent a lot of time pressing F to forward the dialogue or whatever the button was, and it just was just too slow for me. I don't know. It's not what I want to do. I went into a nightclub and I was not getting my 60 frames either, which perplexed me a little bit. But I'm guessing Cyberpunk of what I've heard of Cyberpunk is it can be pretty taxing.
it's the new Crisis.
Is
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
that's
Okay.
exactly what I was going to say.
Right.
It's
Right.
yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
benchmark graphically.
But
for
I didn't.
everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't feel like the nightclub I was in was doing anything particularly staggering. So it can be the new Crisis, but to me, it just seems maybe like it's not optimized very well. So I don't
Need to
know.
adjust your settings, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, I didn't get. I think I did change my settings, and I still was getting under 60 in the nightclub. I was like, that's pretty shit. If I was outside, I might tolerate it a little bit, but I was like, it's not what I want to see right now. So I didn't really give it a fair shake of the stick. So that's all you're getting out of Cyberpunk from
I
me.
forgot to buy it while it was cheap, so I'm waiting for the next sale. But I am definitely the amount of buzz I've seen for it. I'm like, yeah, okay. I like.
Right.
I'm more interested in this than I am in Starfield for sure.
Mm-hmm. I can
Feels
see
like
that.
the story supposedly are loads better, and yeah, I don't know.
The
We'll see.
Netflix thing is supposed to be very good, which I still haven't watched.
Edge Runners.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
So, but anyway, that's Cyberpunk. Right, let's go on to Neil's. He's been saving the best for last.
Yes. So, I don't know if you've remembered, but I was playing a game that came to Game Pass called Lies of P, and I said it was pretty good, and it's just eating up my time completely. I'm playing it for hours and hours at a time
Oh,
because it's really fucking good. So it is a Souls-like, supposedly. I don't think it's anywhere near as hard as the Souls games. I certainly haven't. There's a couple of times that I've got a bit stuck on a boss, but usually I go away, give it a rest, come back. There was a big patch, actually, to be fair, like within the last week or so, which one of the bosses in particular, which was an absolute shithead, has been nerfed massively. And what they also have done is the Spectre that you can call in to help you has had a massive boost to their health pool. So they don't
because
just die really
the one
quickly.
I saw you call in, he died pretty quick.
Yeah, so they last a bit longer now, which they help a lot because they can be the source of aggro for the boss, so they can take attention away from you while you may need to heal and things like that. But they don't tend to last. Like, there's been a few times I've managed to help them, like they've survived the boss fight, but quite a lot of the times they'll die, and it's like, now I've got to fucking really focus and not just like go in and slam a load of damage while they're hitting the other guy. So you could call that cheating, but it's in the game, so it's not cheating.
That's rich. What are you accusing us of cheating a little while ago?
But I really, really think this is about. It's not from software, but it's as close as you're going to get to one of their games. I think of all the ones I've played from any other studio that has made one of these type of games, it's not exactly the same, but it borrows a large amount from all of their tropes. Like you run around a map and then you'll open a door and you'll be back to somewhere that you started off earlier on. Now you've got a shortcut to the boss or whatever. But the story is very much easier to understand than any other of the Soul games. You don't have to find random items around the map that you might have missed completely to understand what the fuck is going on in this game. I don't think I've ever understood really what's gone on in the stories of any of the Souls games that I've played. That is purely the sort of appreciation of the mechanics and the gameplay that I've enjoyed about those games. Whereas this, actually, there is a story and I kind of understand what's going on. Because people will actually talk to you. There's things that you find, there's little side quests, like there'll be open windows where you hear a lady coughing or something. Go speak to the lady. She's like, oh, I really want this. And then 2 hours later, you find the thing they want there, and then your little helper on your belt goes, hey, didn't that woman back there want that thing? So it reminds you to fucking go and finish the quests and things like that. And you get a little bit.
It doesn't
of
waste your time.
No. It's really, really good. I think
it respects your time.
Yeah, totally. Well, maybe I don't know. Depends. Like, there's definitely been times I've been properly stuck on a boss, but I've never spent anywhere near the same amount of time that I did on any of the Souls bosses. I don't think, to finish one of the bosses. There's ones there, they're quite daunting when they come in, the huge bosses, like classic Souls type thing. But I've not found any of them to be massively infuriating like I had in the past with the Souls games. Like, there was the first boss on Dark Souls 3 was an absolute twat, and it was just like, it took me like 3 hours to get past it. I've not had to spend 3 hours on any of the bosses in this game. So it's much more user-friendly, I would say. It borrows hugely all the menus. If you do benefit from having played the Souls games, for sure, because it's laid out almost exactly the same. The menus, the leveling. There are some additional things in this game which maybe gets a bit too complicated, because on top of the classic 5 or 6 things you can put your power level into, there is a whole separate skill tree that you unlock after a little while in the game, which gives you access to extra health flasks, whatever you want to call them. They're called pulse cells in this game, but they're the health flasks. Or the health flask heals more health every time you use it. There's a ton of different things you can choose, but you need a resource from the game to be able to add to this skill tree, which is called quartz. And there's definitely tons of stuff you can pick up to throw at enemies and stuff like that. So you don't have any ranged weapons. Like, you can get a bow and arrow, or obviously, or a crossbow in Dark Souls usually. There's none of that in this. It's all melee weapons. But you do have items that you can lob at enemies, like bombs and stuff like that, or pipes and stuff that will do loads of damage. So you can do a little bit of range combat. Generally, you've got to get up in things' faces and dodge or block and parry, stuff like that. So there is a point also that you unlock the ability to completely change all of your power, the allocations that you've made. So you can respec your character.
That's neat.
And you need a resource to do that.
Like a wild card.
The resource is fairly easy to get hold of after a point. You unlock this thing, and every so often it just unlocks the resource that you need. But I've only done it once. But a lot of the weapons there's is it motive and technique or something are the two main abilities that affect your power that you have on each weapon, that will scale the damage that you do. and you can easily. I've only changed it once, but a lot of the weapons are biased towards motive. But there's some really nice ones that are biased towards technique. And then there's other things in the game that you can apply to the handles of the weapons that will make it more affected by one of those. So you'll scale more damage with one of those. They can change it from technique to motive, or swing it one way or the other. So there's loads of mechanics, but so it probably does help to be a bit of a veteran of these games. But honestly, it's been a lot of fun so far. I'm definitely going to finish this. I've done 40 hours now, 40 odd hours. And I'm on like the 8th main area, so I don't know how many of the main areas there are. But it does borrow, like massively borrow from one of these games. Like, oh, this is that bit from that other game where there's like
you're starting to see things
narrow bits that you've got to walk along, like planks and stuff like that, to get around while things are throwing at you and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think it's definitely a lot more forgiving than most of those games. It definitely gets hard on the bosses, and there's some of the mini bosses actually are probably harder. There's some big chunky boys that are walking around you like shit. I need to fucking be on my toes here, otherwise I'm going to die.
Yeah.
But most of the basic, and some of the basic enemies can come charging at you and do a load of damage and like shit, but they don't take many hits to go down. That's the thing. Like, they can do you a shitload of damage if you're not careful, but they don't tend to take too many hits to go down themselves. But there's some sort of mini boss guys walking. There's one or two that have really been absolute bastards. Like these big giant fat boy puppet things that are walking around, and they launch out a big ball on a chain, and it fucking flings back at them. And if you get caught by one of them, holy shit, they fucking hurt. But yeah, so you got to be on your game, basically. You got to be concentrating while you're playing these games. But
yeah, but it's tough but fair.
Yeah. I've not really. I don't think it's any point that's been like, oh, that was shit.
I was watching your screen the other day, and you were getting.
Yeah, that was the one boss that I got stuck on. But then I just went back and absolutely romped it. Like a couple of hours, like maybe not even an hour later, like a few goes later, I was like, right, I'm going to do this a bit different. And I think like you change the weapon that you're using, or you change something. You've got all these amulets that change your abilities. Like we've got so many things now that can change bits and pieces, and it's like, right, there's different enemy types, so you get an amulet that will let you do more damage against this enemy type. There's puppets, obviously. So you get an amulet that says do more damage to puppets. So it's like, well, I'm in an area where it's stacked full of puppets, then I'm going to have that amulet on, so I can just, like, every time I hit them, it's doing 10% more damage or whatever. I don't even know what the numbers are. But it's a lot. There's a lot to it. There's a lot in there, but there's a lot to help you. And I haven't had to search for any help with any bosses or anything like that. I don't even bother trying to do it on my own. First, when you get to a boss, because there's a little bowl there with this glowing blue, and you're like, okay, chuck my little star fragment in the bowl. My mate's going to come and help me. I'm going to suss out what the boss does while he's still alive. Hopefully he makes it through. It's a few boss fights I've just done first time.
If he makes it through, then what? You get him back?
No. They just disappear. They just fuck off at the end. They're like, cheers, mate. See you later. And then you go off. And then you go off back to on your own round the thing. But there is a cool story, and it's Pinocchio, so there's a lot of Pinocchio stuff going on. Like, there's conversations you have, and you can either tell the truth or do a lie.
Do a lie.
And then, like, at some point in the game, I don't know if there's consequences for doing loads of lies, but like, things happen to your character as you go along through the game. And then there's other shit. There's all references to loads of stuff, famous, like, lore-y stuff, paintings that change and things like that. So,
well, it's good, cool. There was a lot of interest. It was starting to pique interest. Even me, it's not really my game, but I was starting to take notice of it in the early stages when I think you played the demo. I'm glad it's delivered. Yeah,
there's tons of weapons. I'm picking up weapons, loads of different weapons I can choose around.
How far do you think you've got to go now?
I'm definitely nearer the end than the beginning, as I would say.
Right.
But, so there's probably some difficult moments ahead, shall we say? But we'll see. Maybe I've already got the tools that I need. I picked up, because one of the things that happens in these games, it's happened in all the Souls games. If you kill one of the bosses, they drop special souls or special whatever they're called, ergo in this game, and you can just cash that in for like loads of ergo and do a couple of levels early on. But if you keep hold of them, you meet someone in the game, and they'll give you some cool stuff if you trade it with them.
Right.
So when you kill bosses, don't just trade in of their souls.
Did you already think that would be the
I
case?
knew that. I kind of thought that would be the thing, because it is like, it says it's in a different section of your menu. It says something like, I can't remember what it's called, special ergo or whatever,
Special stuff,
unique ergo or something like that. And you're like, yeah. And it says there's a little hint in there. It's like maybe a treasure hunter would want this or something like that. It's like, right, okay, so don't fucking just cash this in for a fucking coin.
Yeah.
But yeah, it depends. Like, some of the stuff you get from that guy is really heavy, so you need to be able to wield the weapons that are heavy. So you might need to make the rest, like armor is heavy. You've got like, it's not armor. You don't look different. You don't wear armor, but you've got like internal components that weigh different amounts, which will prevent you taking loads of damage. Or if you have lighter stuff, it does less of that, but you might be able to wield heavier weapons and still be quite nimble.
Right.
So I'm running around slightly heavy all the time at the moment, which means I can't do super nimble rolls as much as I could when I was just whatever it is normal. I can't remember what normal is called. Right. But yeah, it's really good. Like, it's not baby's first Dark Souls, but you know, it's got a comprehensible story. The bosses are cool. They are difficult, but beatable. Since the patch, particularly, there was one called the Archbishop that was an absolute bastard. It was just like, yeah, I'm doing all right. And then he'd just like turn around and totally kick your ass and kill you within a couple of seconds. You're like, oh, great. I guess I'm doing that again. But that's been sorted in a patch. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend this game, even if you're not into if you've tried Dark Souls and bounced off, this is the one you should go out. I can have a go at.
So we should do what?
Check it out.
Perfect. Okay. I did check it out, by the way.
Yes, but you need to check it out again.
It's not really mine.
No, because
they seemed good. But anyway, okay, that's Lies of P. We'll be back. Okay, we gotta call it a show at some point. We're well over the 2-hour mark. I'm down for yet another P, so that's a clear sign that we've had a good length of time on the show. All right. Any finishing comments?
Beer?
No? Beer?
See ya.
Oh, see ya. Dave's got to do his bit.
I'll do my bit, and then we'll call it a night. So, thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter or X at Seal Podcast. Email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on the Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter, X.
And it's on Discord. And it's on, sorry, no, so it's obviously on the Discord. It's obviously on the YouTube and Twitch pages.
It's on YouTube and Twitch.
The YouTubes.
The YouTubes. We do have a YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to. Neil, do you want to do a shout out to?
Shout out to Bertha for subscribing. For subscribing. 18 months.
Oh,
yeah, thank you very much.
He's the best.
Lord, Andy, and Mintsafe, all in the chat for saying hello. Thank you very much for joining us.
Sorry, I didn't look at the Twitch chat today. I apologize. Didn't stop in and say hello, but there you go. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Until next time, then. See you later.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.